You are one of the most mentally unstable, lying, two-faced tossers that ever had the misfortune to be on my monitor. I hate you on a cellular level, but that's because of your politics and the fact you lie. Not through any other reason, as much as you'd like to think so. Now, I will be trying to celebrate Trump coming to this great country because Trump is probably one of the best things that's happened to America in a very long time. Now, I should imagine you and your little cronies at the moment will be hissing and spitting and calling me far right and misogynistic and Islamophobic and homophobic, and there's a load of other phobics I've probably forgotten about, but you've got so many buzzwords, mate. I've probably run out of time here. But, with Nazis and all the rest of it. But here's the thing. Anybody who doesn't like you lot mocking them is a snowflake. But anybody who mocks you is a bully, homophobic, rah-de-rah-de-rah. You're always the victim, aren't you? And yet you want to victimise everybody else. You want to take away people's freedom of speech because, as you see it, it doesn't, or it's not in keeping with the values that you want to portray. You want to decide how everybody else has got to be. You haven't asked them. You've just decided. You think you've got this morally superior code about you that decides that whatever you say is God, is golden, is gospel. How could somebody be that fucking arrogant to think that they're morally that correct? I mean, your moral compass is so fucked that it must spin like a CD. Now, you've said that you've all got to do your bit because otherwise history will judge you for not demonstrating against Donald Trump. Wrong. History will judge you the way you have treated one of our biggest allies. History will also look at you unfavourably for wanting to put this country into a socialist state, which you've freely admitted. History will judge you because you're saying that anybody who has any concerns about Islam is Islamophobic. But yet, and here's the thing, I want you to go over to these countries that are 100% run by Islam and just walk into the square and announce that you're a gay man. That's what I want you to do. If you're so fucking sure about how peaceful Islam is and how great Islam is and how the rest of us are absolutely Islamophobic for having any grave area concerns or whatever, you do that. And if you do that and you walk through, a bit like some of the other libtard fucking Muppets from your organisation, remember that woman? She decided she was going to go through these countries because she knew that she was protected because she was on the side of the righteous. What happened to her? Beaten to fuck, raped to death, stoned, fucked. Was she beheaded as well? Not entirely sure. Either way, it didn't go well for her. About as well as it would go if you stood into the middle of one of these countries and said, by the way, I'm gay. But I accept your right to say stupid things. I accept your right to lie to people, which is obviously what you do. In fact, I suggest that you couldn't lay straight in bed at night at all, right? There isn't an honest bone in your body, right? Now, you like to take the moral high ground, although you have no position for it. I seriously wonder just how much you're involved in with these groups like Hope Not Hate, Tell Mama, and all the other ones. You know, the ones that actually actively seek out people to lose them their jobs or beat them up or whatever it is, assist these Antifa wankers. Because with you lot, if you don't like somebody's politics, you would rather destroy them. Losing their job, get anybody they can to turn against them because you're going to invent them as some sort of racial hatred, whatever. And everybody's scared about wankers like you because they're scared that they'll lose their future. Luckily, I don't have that problem because I'm a self-employed person. And if you ever try to come after me, you're not going to do very well, are you really? But I just can't get over the fact that people actually still entertain you speaking and just don't laugh at you because you are, or you would be funny if you weren't so fucking insane. However, you and your bell end mates will be marching this weekend feeling morally superior to anybody else, feeling that sooner or later you and your great crusade will win over and then we'll have mass open borders and that we'll all walk around holding hands and it'll all be great and there'll all be the LGBT, whatever other movements there are, along with everybody else, all holding hands and getting on well together. Well, my concern is that if you had your way, my concern is for your safety, actually. And my concern from your safety is not from what you would perceive to be the danger, which you would call the far right, because we really don't care. We just think you're an idiot. Put it this way, if they dropped you into the middle of a, as you call it, a right-wing march, we'd just look at you and go, fucking idiot, all right? However, if you dropped somebody who you could perceive to be far right into the middle of one of your marches, I would suggest they would favour a lot worse, because you lot are very, very weak on your own. But when there's a group of you, you are the biggest bunch of bullying, pack mentality cunts God ever put breath into. Do you know why? Well, I'll help you. At school, you little waster cunts, and when I say waster, I meant personality-wise. I mean, obviously, you've done very well for yourself. You're now living off the state line. Great, well done. But the groups of people who now go through these marches on your side were the ones that used to get bullied at school. You know, the little nobodies, the ones that just nobody liked because you had no character, no personality. You were oddballs, square peg, round hole, all that sort of stuff. Well, now, unfortunately, life has given you little fucking arseholes a platform. And aren't you enjoying it? You're enacting every bit of revenge you can on the people as you see it, whose fault it is that your life's so shit. Truth is, you're just a shit person. That's all it is. You're just a fucking wrong 'un. You are naturally not a very likeable person. And what you actually want for this country is not what's best for this country. But luckily, people are waking up. And not before time, I might add. So, another thing that's probably going to trick you is within the next 10 years, we're going to have a right-wing government here. Well, as you see it anyway. I would call it a common sense government. And it'll be all over Europe. And all of this shit that you've put people through, right, will firstly be undone. Then secondly, people are going to go out looking for people like you and hold you to account. And you'll end up in court because of the things that you've done. Now, I don't think people are going to be violent or anything to people like yourselves, or at least I hope they're not. I just hope that common sense prevails and all of you people that were fucking us over end up in court and we have our day with you. That's just what I hope. Anyway, Owen, have a nice little walk the weekend. It's not actually going to do fuck all. Trump will still come. He'll still laugh at you lot and mock you out heavily. We'll still get a trade deal out of the boy. And we're all still going to try and let Trump know that we like him and we appreciate him. We appreciate his honesty. We appreciate him putting up with all the shit that the fucking idiots from your side have done. And, yeah. Things are changing, Owen. And you're not going to like them. Have a good time. Thanks for watching, sharing and subscribing, and keep remembering to check your subscription as people get unsubscribed all the time. As you can see, I'm on all these other platforms, and if you want to help this channel in any way, the link to my Patreon or PayPal is in the description to this channel. If you go to the About section, the links are in there. Thanks a lot, see you soon.